Do you want to tell the joke? So, an addict, an autistic, and a queer all walk into a bar. Hi, I'm Lynn, and this is Deviated Spectrum. The punchline, of course, is that it's all me. I am all of those things. And the things that all three have in common is one of the reasons that I waited so long to get a diagnosis of autism. How do these intersect? Well, first, they intersect statistically. So, autistics and queers are more likely to become addicts. Autistics are more likely to be queer, and so on. But it goes beyond mere statistics. Let me talk about first a commonality that really threw me and confused me. This isn't a gay thing. This only applies to autistics and addicts. But boy, it sure is common. And that is problems with executive function. In other words, trouble adulting. I cannot tell you how many times I've been in a meeting and I've heard people say, why can't I just adult? I have to learn how to be a grown-up all over again. I don't know how to do the most basic things. Executive dysfunction is also very common with autistics. And so in meetings, I would hear people talk about this at the time that I was beginning to think about maybe I'm autistic. I discounted the possibility of autism because I figured I'm just another addict. But it turns out it can be both. There are ways in which all of three, autism, addiction, and queerness, do have commonality, and let me talk about those. I think the underlying element in all of these is shame and stigma. So the first one that I've noticed is masking. Commonly, we are trying our best to be what society expects us to be. In all three cases, we are trying to be normal. We spend a lot of energy doing that. The second commonality is coming out. Should I tell my boss I'm autistic? Should I tell my father that I'm gay? Should I tell my boss I've been going to AA meetings? How do I do that in a way that keeps me safe and that hopefully keeps me in the relationship if that's a relationship I want? How do I manage somebody else outing me? And then finally, the way in which people react to us. I'm going to break this into two parts. One of them is invalidation, and the other one is in method of treatment. So first, invalidation. And that can be societal or individual. So for queerness, oh, it's a choice. It's just a phase. If you're an addict, you just need to get your shit together. It's just willpower. Just stop drinking. Stop using. And with autism is way overdiagnosed. You're not autistic, you're just badly behaved. For all three, there's also a history of using aversion therapy to try to stop it. And the trend here, again, is that all these are moral choices, or at least choices that we can make differently if we really want to. Applied behavioral analysis is the proper protocol for autistics. Conversion therapy uses aversion and punishment. If you're in treatment for addiction, they might have you use the substance until you get sick or give you a drug that makes you sick with it. Aversion therapy is behaviorism. Reward and punishment, it's how you train a dog. Actually, you shouldn't even train a dog this way. It's no coincidence that one of the people most involved in developing ABA for autistics also was included in similar gay therapy experiments. And that's this guy, Norwegian psychologist, Ivar Loval. I may be pronouncing that wrong. So he thought it was okay to shock children into better behavior. And yeah, it works, and it terrifies. It's torture. People will tell you that there's no longer punishment. A lot of autistics would beg to differ, and that's a topic for a whole other video. If you want me to do a video about ABA, feel free to comment. Now, there is one way in which addiction is very, very different from the other two, and I think it's important to point it out. Addiction is something to be treated if it's causing problems in your life. Being queer and being autistic are not things to be treated, they are things to be accommodated. So that's a really important difference. So, what are your thoughts? Does looking at these commonalities have any useful purpose? Am I making too much of these? Feel free to ask questions, make suggestions, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and all of that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.